1,000 will soon be without power just over 24 hours from now as a precaution, but that number could grow.
Portland General Electric saying it is increasingly likely that they will also trigger shutoffs. It could happen in areas like Gaston and the Gales Creek area, also over in Estacada, Sandy, and Oregon City. The shutoffs would affect an estimated 30,000 customers. They're likely in the West Hills of Portland. Here's a close-up look at that area for you. Know that officials say you are promised at least 1 day's notice. And we sent our Jamie Seymour to look into those communities that could be impacted by these power outages and what this all means. Jamie?
You know, it's like a perfect storm forecasted for the next few days starting Friday. You know, gusty winds, hot temperatures, and plenty of dry fuel to light up. And power companies say just the littlest thing hitting a power line can cause a spark. And in these kinds of forecasted conditions, that can quickly develop into a fast-moving wildfire. It's one of the efforts they're using to mitigate that risk is removing that active electricity from moving through those power lines while these dangerous weather conditions persist. Just days ahead of a dry and windy forecast across the state and in the Portland metro, Pacific Power is already planning to shut off power for customers in high-risk areas of dense trees or dry grass.
That has a chance to blow items into power lines, which then could create a spark.
They've already notified 12,000 customers in areas like Staten, Lebanon, Sweet Home, and Lincoln City of public safety power shutoffs starting early Friday just after midnight. It's a measure that comes as they've adapted their resources and technology from past disasters like the 2020 Oregon fires.
The way the weather interacts across that terrain and how it interacts with our system is something that we track, and we're able to then know where the high risk areas are.
Pacific Power says they plan to set up community resource centers in impacted areas.
Place where people can come, they can have access to air conditioning, charge up their devices, and there will be some other amenities there as well.
PGE is also preparing for potential power shutoffs in 10 areas, including parts of Forest Grove, Sheridan, Estacada, along with a portion of Portland's West Hills, with some neighbors telling Coin 6 off camera they already started getting notifications to prepare. Multnomah County is also warning residents to be ready, especially if they have medical needs that require electricity. In a statement, PGE says they are expecting extreme winds that could cause outages and have crews at the ready to begin repairing damage as soon as conditions are safe. PGE is expected to provide more information tomorrow about potential shutoffs, but says they also plan to open resource centers for the public. And as long as outages don't last longer than Saturday and there's no damage, they can begin turning the power back on Sunday, with power restored to all customers by Monday night. And both PGE and Pacific Power say it's also important that if you're a customer, make sure your contact information is updated with your utility company, because in case of these kinds of situations with conditions changing, you can get those alerts as soon as they're released. Reporting live in downtown Portland, Jamie Seymour, Coin 6 News.